pre-stamped Let Your True Colors Shine on to my inexpensive bargain store, good neighbor store, 75 cents for 3 roll find. So I've been deciding what I want to use to colorize my peacock feathers, and initially I was planning on using my homemade pearlized sprays. And while I may put some shimmer on this at the end, I'm thinking I'm going back to my Inktense blocks. I have the set of 72. I have found them to be so incredibly versatile. And I know that they work rather well on the modeling paste. So all I'm going to do is put some water on here and get a baby wipe in my hand, and I'm going to wet it and take paint directly from the colors in my box that I want. And I know I'm going to have to go to the other layer because I know that they have the teal colors that I want. So I'm going to put some blue, some purple on here, and I'm simply taking and rubbing on the side of this to get the color off the block. So I'm just leaving it in there, and I'm just going to do this bit randomly. I don't want it too terribly even or predictable in there. So this first video, I ran into some technical difficulty, of course, because that's what happens on as soon as you go to make a video, you have problems. The battery ran out. So I am in the process of uploading part 1, and hopefully that will work without any more delays. I'm just going to clear off get that more into the focus. I'm going to put some teal on here. And sometimes I'm actually putting 2 colors on my brush. So I'm not being overly particular on this. I want definitely to get that teal look. You know, I'm not being too picky. Trying to just, you know, overlap colors, get some depth of color. The Inktense blocks work fairly well, like I said, on the modeling paste. And again, that modeling paste is from Liquitex, and it's a flexible modeling paste. And I can't tell you what the difference is because I've never tried any other. That was simply the one that I ended up ordering, and I've used, and I'm quite happy with it. So I don't see any reason to seek elsewhere. I'm just going to rinse that out with that. I want some pink in here, kind of meld and blend the colors, and I'm not really being too particular. I found out the hard way that when you want peacock feathers and you want them to show, and you that you need a black background to really show them off, and quite often the background's white, and I've had to at different times go back and cover everything with black, and then remove the paint, the black paint, with a baby wipe. And you know what? I've discovered that it works. Keep saying, oh. I really don't, I'm going for a more looser effect here. Just mixing my colors till I get what I kind of like. In here. I might end up putting some gold in there, but I find the little bit of yellow just really makes this whole thing pop, whether it blends with the colors or not. If you're starting out with mixed media and art journaling, you know, I recommend doing an iCAD, which is on an index card size, or you know, doing on the back of a playing card or something that's the size of a playing card. It's less daunting. You know, when I first started, before I even started mixed media stuff, I dug out my deck of cards and I was just going to do in there to see if I liked it. And of course, that was 20 purchases from Amazon later, and now I'm finding I really like it, but I've gone back to doing these little cards. You know, I've come down and I do a little bit on several of them, and sometimes they get to a point where they don't, you don't like them anymore. And I recently had one that I had gone through that whole process, and then just last night when my video camera clenched on me, I put some black paper over top of the what was red doilies, put some flexible modeling paste in swirls to get the motions, because I had the music and I've always kind of thought I was going to put dance on there, so I like how the motion and that. And then I sprayed it with my Lindy's Glitz Spritz, and this one is Blazing Sun. And it just gave it a little bit of a shimmer, a little bit of a shine that just made it pop. So I'm quite happy with it, and hard to believe that I was really thinking of just throwing it in the garbage, or just recovering it from the whole thing. So never give up. If something's not working, set it aside. You know, come back to it, look at it, rejudge, reassess. And with the cards, you know, what's the investment? You know, it's a very tiny piece of paper. It's a very, you know, a deck of cards at the bargain store, at the dollar store, costs you just that. So it's not so daunting. It's not too overwhelming, and I recommend it to anybody that's starting. I found that it's easier. Or if you're blocked, you know, and you don't know what to do, and you don't, feeling a little challenged or feeling a little stressed, but you want to play, it's a nice, safe little thing to do in there. Now, I'm not sure, I'm kind of wanting some more teal in here, but I'm just going to dry this and see what that gets us. Now, the thing to remember, the modeling paste, if you do get this too pressed on, the modeling paste will bubble up. And like I did on, I wonder if I can grab my one, this iCAD. Flaunt what you got with the peacock feather. The wall I had done, the bricks I had done in modeling paste, and I did get the heat on it and it bubbled up, but when I pushed it down, it actually made for, I'm not sure if you can see this, but it made some divots and some wonderful texture that wasn't there before. So, you know, I love those little oopses, those unexpected surprises. Okay. Sorry about that. My timer's up. Now, it did get very flat, the color, so I'm going to put a little bit more layering of colors, but I do plan on putting some either pearlized paints or something on it to make that a little bit shinier. The Inktense blocks, and they're quite nice for that purpose. Sometimes you get that very, very matte look, but when you don't want that, you have to improvise a little bit. And a little more teal. I suppose these are all very close on the color wheel, the purples, the pinks, the teals. So it's probably why I'm not getting mud. I resist doing the reading part of studying about art and stuff. I figure maybe when I retire I can do that. So I'm going to just do something to the middle here. I'm just playing till it looks good to me. And I mean, that's really what it's all about. Just enjoying the process, creating. You know, we put such pressure on ourselves. Okay, I'm going to give this a quick dry. And I don't really want to get onto the black. I want to keep that pretty perfect, so I'm gonna try to mask off some of this area. Again, no plans to do this, you know, just gotta start out, you know, when you're in the middle of a video, you gotta do something different. And I think I'm going to put my Martha Stewart, my teal pearl. And one thing I did notice that these